So welcome everyone to our presentation for Zinzino today. I'm excited to see you here, and we're gonna do around 20-25 minutes the customer presentation, and then we're gonna do a short break, and then if people wanna still join, we're gonna do around 20 minutes the business side as well, if you wanna learn more about this opportunity. My name is Katrin, and I'm working with Zinzino more than 4 years today. And I'm excited to share more about this opportunity for better health, because I think we all need to take ownership of our health, because we want to feel good, we want to stay fit, and we want to be healthy. And I think, can all really relate to this beautiful picture. But unfortunately, what we're seeing in the world is that health-related problems are really increasing. And it's really time to ask why, and to really dive deeper to understand what's going on in the world and how really the food today is affecting our health. And when we talk about Zinzino, we are really looking into the kind of philosophy, if you want to call it that way, what Hippocrates said already a long time ago: let your food be your medicine and your medicine be your food. This is really something why I connected so much to what I'm doing today with test-based nutrition, because it's really all about finding those intelligent solutions to really close this gap, what is created in our world today with the food we are eating, with the low key nutrients, we have low vitamins, an imbalance about the fatty acids, and to really find the solution to close this gap on what our body needs to stay healthy long-term, and where we are today in kind of what we are getting. And to understand a little bit that picture, we need to understand that we had a big shift in how we eat today. When we think about our grandparents, grandparents, it was very different what they had in food. They didn't go to a big supermarket buying product with long shelf life, all packaged. So the food was full of vitamins in the past, full of minerals, phyto and micronutrients, beta-glucans, fibers, and a healthy balance of the good fats, omega-6 and omega-3. Unfortunately, when we look around today, we mainly eat man-made food. And what that really means, that we have food which is low in key nutrients, it's high in sugar, it's full of empty calories, it's low in fibers, and unfortunately a big imbalance in regards to the fatty acids, omega-6 and omega-3. And this is really where we want to dive deep into with our first concept I want to share today, which is our balance concept. And to understand more about the problems we are seeing around the imbalances in regards to omega-6 and omega-3, we need to understand what it means and why they are so important. So when we look at omega-6, it's an essential fatty acid we need to get through our diet. And it's something, unfortunately, today, which is everywhere in our diet, because omega-6 is in seed oils, and the food industry is using seed oils to prolong shelf life. So everything which is packaged in a supermarket is normally with sunflower oil or canola oil and some other seed oils to prolong shelf life. Omega-6 is pro-inflammatory, so it's important for an acute inflammation in the body. On the other hand, we have omega-3. It's an anti-inflammatory fatty acid. It's, again, an essential fatty acid we need to get through diet. Unfortunately, omega-3 almost disappeared out of our diets, because there's one plant-based one is a lot easier to still get through the diet, but 3 of the fatty acids in regards to omega-3 coming from marine sources, which means to eat fish, fatty fish or algae every day. And I think we can all reflect for ourselves in regards to how we do that. Do we eat fatty fish? Like, I'm talking not like the farmed salmon. I'm talking about sardines, mackerels, that really the fatty fish, which is still high in omega-3, almost disappeared out of our diets. And this is why we have such an imbalance in regards to those fatty acids nowadays. So when we actually look at the DNA, omega-6 to omega-3 should be 1:1. When we look at what science recommends, the World Health Organization, we should be 3:1 or below to make sure we are having like a safe space in our body in regards to inflammation. Unfortunately, what we are seeing with our testing, but as well with science, is the average person today in Europe is 15:1 or even higher. One person I tested years ago was 103:1. He was a young lad, like really healthy from the outside, really fit, doing a lot of sports, but he was really imbalanced in regards to those fatty acids. From the outside, it's not visible. And this is why this concept is so powerful, because we're getting inside what is actually going on in the body. Because long term, if we are not feeding our body in the right way in those fatty acids, we are creating an environment of reduced brain function, the hair quality decreases, reduced heart function, our skin loses elasticity, reduced organ function, and joint and muscle pain. Maybe a little story from my end, because when I learned about this product or this concept, I was struggling with low energy and I had a lot of back pain. I went to a lot of doctors. They did blood samples, blood testing. They looked at my back. They wanted to do surgery, giving me cortisone on the pain. And I was like, no, this doesn't feel right. There's something off, but they told me I'm fine in regards to my bloods. So this is when I found out about this concept, and what I realized, I had inflammation in the body, which is because of the imbalance in regards to those fatty acids. And we need to understand on cell level what's actually happening in the body. So our body is trillions of cells, and it's important each cell stays healthy long-term to make sure long-term our body can stay healthy. Unfortunately, what happens when we don't have the right balance, omega-6 to 3 below 3 to 1, we are creating a reduced cell function in the body, because those cell membranes, which you can see here in red, are actually built out of those fatty acids. And when we have not enough omega-3, but far too much omega-6 in the diet, the cell membrane can't be built in the proper way. So we are actually creating a cell membrane which has a reduced function. It's hard and rigid, so we are not absorbing those nutrients on cell level, and waste product can't get out. On the other hand, when we actually create this environment of a normal function of the cell, with the right ratio of omega-6 to 3 below 3 to 1, we are creating again the soft and flexible membrane, so we can actually absorb really good the nutrients on cell level and let go of the waste product. So for me, it's really the number one puzzle piece to look at, because I can eat as healthy as I want. I can take all these supplements or whatever I'm taking. If my cell membrane fluidity is not given, I won't absorb on cell level. So for me, this balance concept is the number one piece to look at to get started and get inside what's actually going on in regards to that ratio. And the test is powerful. It actually gives you insights in regards to the ratio on cell level, because we are testing on cell level. So this is an easy test to do at home. So I'm talking now, we have a couple of more tests with the vitamin D and HbA1c test. But with the concept in regards to the fatty acids, I want to talk about the balance test, because the balance test gives you insights around your 11 fatty acids, how you do eat them for over the last 120 days, because we are testing on red blood cell level. So it's an easy test to do at home. You prick your finger and you put a couple of drops of blood on a piece of paper. You get a test ID. So you don't put your name, your address, nothing. It's completely anonymous. It's a double-blind study. We are actually analyzing with an independent laboratory in Oslo, which is called Vitas Analytical Services. And they are world leaders in those dry blood tests. And they are working, as you can see here as well, with other partners around the world, universities, other companies. And all Zinzino does is buying anonymously those tests from Vitas to send out to our customer and clients. And then from there, the client sends the test sample directly back to the laboratory. And then after 10, 20 days, depending on where you live in the world, you can look up your test results online with your test ID. And what we are seeing, unfortunately, that the world is out of balance. We have the biggest database with Vitas, which is really amazing, because we have real-time data, what's actually going on in the world, because we tested more than 1.2 million people to date. And what we are seeing, unfortunately, that 97% of the world population is not in the right ratio below 3 to 1. And to be honest, this is scary. When we look at our environments, when we look at our health, it's very scary to see that, because long term we are running into a disaster in regards to our health and our healthcare system as well. And for me, this was really eye-opening years ago when I started learning about this concept, and why I'm so passionate now to bring this out into the world and really empower each of you to try the check with the test where you are and use the solution to make sure you're walking away from that silent inflammation in the body. The beauty of this concept is really that you can test. You're taking the balance oil, which I share in a minute, for at least 4 months. And then after 4 months, because we have a cell renewal, we can test again and we can see what's actually going on in the body. So you actually track your nutrition, you're tracking your health with this concept and find insights, and really helping the body to create the balance again in the body. So you are creating this environment of normal brain function, good hair quality, good heart function, skin elasticity, the inner organs can work, and joints and muscles as well. So it's really bringing back balance into the body. And it's really about prevention. Here you can see some amazing people behind what we do. Dr. Paul Clayton is a pharmaco-nutritionist and doctor from Scotland, and he really dedicated his life to really looking into the developments in our world over the decades, and how it really affects our health. You can see as well Dr. Angela Rizzo, for example. She is an expert in biochemistry of lipids, and she's a professor at the University of Milan. And we have other people on our science board. But what they really created with all the wisdom we are gathering, the innovation we see in the world around kind of what we can do and how we can create solutions, they created patented products, own manufactured and researched and developed. And this is why the balance oil, the solution for with our balance concept, is really a game changer in the omega-3 supplement industry. The problem around omega-3, and we find it everywhere, right? We can go to a drugstore and it's very cheap to get omega-3. The importance is, and I encourage everyone to really look into this, is the quality is important. The problem around omega-3 is that it is very fragile. So when it comes in contact with worms, it oxidates really quickly. So when we actually look in nature, and this is what Dr. Clayton and the team did, omega-3 is always in combination with so-called polyphenols. And polyphenols are antioxidants, and they are, first of all, really healthy for us as human beings. But what they do as well, they actually keep the omega-3 fresh. They act like a chaperone to make sure that the omega-3 doesn't come in contact with warmth, so it doesn't oxidate. What happens when the supplement industry takes out the omega-3 either out of the algae or the fish? It needs to be cleaned out with toxins and metals, and then of course it gets extracted as well from those polyphenols. And then what it means is they are actually very fragile and they oxidate very quickly. So what Dr. Clayton and the team did, they actually created the balance oil, which is actually a synergistic formula out of 60% pure high-grade fish oil from small, sustainably wild-caught fish, in combination with 40% pre-harvest premium extra virgin olive oil, which has a high content of these polyphenols. And this is really what we can see and track with the results as well, because the omega-3 actually stays potent and fresh to make it all the way as well, not staying only healthy or like fresh in the capsule or in the oil, in the bottle. It actually has time to go all the way through the digestive system into the cell to make sure it's absorbed on cell level to really keep the cell functioning. We have as well different products. I invite everyone to reach out to the person who invited you, but have a look as well on our website. We have, for example, as well capsules, which are very high in content of those polyphenols as well, because we are using our Revo olive oil, which has actually a higher content of polyphenols as well. So it's a very high quality product, easier maybe for people to take if they don't like liquid oil. And then we have as well a vegan option and a couple of more options which you can look up on the website. What's important as well, this concept is not only personalized with the test. you actually take the oil or the capsules as well by body weight. So it's very personalized in regards to the dosage as well, which is important because a 100-kilo man needs more omega-3 a day than a 50-kilo women, for example. So it's important to really dosage by body weight. All of our products are made with the highest quality and care. I just want to call out a couple of those. You can again look them up on our product sheets as well. The first one is the GMP certificate. That's an important one because the supplement industry is not highly regulated. So what that means actually, that if you buy a supplement which doesn't have the GMP certification, there could be a deviation on what's written on the label and what's in the bottle up to 50%. So that's a lot, right? So there's not a high regulation on supplements. When you have a GMP certification, and this is why Zinzino decided to take that certification, the deviation must be below 5%. So what's actually written on the bottle is in the bottle. And then as well, we have Informed Sport, which is a very important certificate for professional athletes. For me, as the average person, it just means really everything is, again, batch tested and highly regulated. For a top athlete, it means they don't run into doping problems. So again, you can see the highest quality and care and regulation is in our supplements. So this is really something which was really important for me. Then as well, Friends of the Sea, we have again as well the algae option, but it's highly regulated in regards to the fishing as well. We have as well 18 health claims from the European Association for Food. And for me, the first 3 ones are enough about normal brain function, normal heart function, normal immune function. But we see amazing results from other areas as well, especially in regards to or in combination with, for example, our prebiotic, the fiber blend, in regards to cholesterol levels, kind of really balancing those out, but as well like normal teeth health, like gum health. So there's a lot of great claims we have from this association, which are not easy to get. So this really rounds out the balance concept. So it's really about testing, getting on the product, and then testing again after 4 months. What we are seeing in the world, unfortunately, next to inflammation, we have more problems which really we can see are, kind of the symptoms out of the food we are eating. One is dysbiosis in the gut. So a lot of people nowadays have problems around bloating. They might have IBS already, leaky gut. So what Zinzino and Dr. Clayton created is the Zinobiotic, which is a fiber blend out of 8 fibers to really feed the different areas of the gut to making sure we are feeding the good gut bacteria. So we are feeding the microbiome. Unfortunately, with processed food, with as well medication, but as well stress levels, we are really supporting the bad gut bacteria. So it's really important that we are feeding the good gut bacteria with the prebiotic, the fiber blend. Unfortunately, most of the fibers disappeared out of our diets today. Normally, we need around 30 grams of fibers a day. The average person in Europe is having less than 10 grams a day. So this is really leading to imbalances in the gut. So it's important that we really address that problem with this Zinobiotic with the prebiotic. And then as well, it's called type B malnutrition. We see more and more in our Western diets. Unfortunately, we are overfed in our diets, but we are undernourished. And this is really where Extend and Extend Plus come in. It's a multi-immune food supplement, and it has not only the basis for the key micronutrients, the key vitamins. It as well has beta-glucans, very important, again, for feeding the good gut bacteria, supporting the gut. It has Q10, and then as well, in addition, various content of polyphenols as well as antioxidants. So it's a very intelligently designed multi-immune food supplement to really support our innate immune system with the right amount of the key nutrients and vitamins. And this is really rounding out our balance or our health protocol. We call it health protocol because you're getting the foundation for prevention and cell health. It really starts with balancing out your omega-3 and 6 levels, supporting your normal heart and brain function, really getting the tests to make sure that we know what's happening in the body. Then with xenobiotic, restoring the gut, really feeding the good gut bacteria, the microbiome, and then improving our energy and supporting our innate immune system with Extend. And with that, I want to close. We're going to talk just about the Viva Plus as well, is a nice addition as well to the health protocol. It's a natural nootropic food supplement, and it's a saffron blend. And this is really powerful because saffron is known to support our mental health. It supports the part of where we feel maybe negative thought patterns, depression. And saffron is researched already a lot in regards to depression. And Viva is a great addition to really, we call it the spa for the mind, because it really supports really the mental part of the health side. And with that, I want to pause for a moment and leave it open if you have any questions or comments, or you'd like to share anything from your end before we stop the customer part and move on into the business side if someone is interested to learn more on that as well. There are no questions so far. I thank everyone who wanted to learn more about the products and the concepts we are offering. And please reach out to the person who invited you to get more information. Maybe, yeah, if more questions come up, have any questions answered, and really, yeah, get the product through the person who invited you to learn more, and yeah, get more information as well on that end. And then from here, I'm going into the business side. Let me share my screen again. Because what we have with Zinzino as well is an amazing business opportunity to really help people for better health. And this is really something I got really passionate about over the last 4 years, because it helped me so much and my family and my friends and the people I know in regards to health. And Zinzino is not a new kid on the block. It's actually around this year, 20 years. So you actually have a really, a very stable setup in regards to a company from Scandinavia. Zinzino is a Norwegian company. The headquarters is today in Sweden, in Gothenburg, and it's NASDAQ. It's NASDAQ driven. So we have actually a very transparent company. Everything is on the website. So if you want to learn more about the finances, about the company, the vision and mission, you find everything on our website. And it has a very strong financial foundation with double-digit sales growth. As you can see here, we are delivering worldwide to more than 100 countries. All of the countries you can see here are actually officially open. So what that means as well, you have a logistics center or setup of an office in those countries. And then we have a global amount as well, where we're actually still delivering from Norway. And for example, when you become a partner, if you have a potential client or partner in the US, for example, you can just sign them into your business, but earn all the commission on that, but everything is logistically organized from the US. So it's really about easy handling from all areas, and I want to dive a little bit deeper into that. We as well have, next to being a strong company from the business side, a lot of athletes, and we have a full overview about all the ambassadors we have part of our roster. But why I'm just showing this is because more and more athletes really see how Zinzino is supporting not only their physical performance, but as well their mental performance. And I'm happy to share more afterwards, or please reach out to the person who invited you to learn more about that. When we go into Zinzino and kind of learning about those concepts, test-based actually is a global mega trend. I don't really like the word trend, to be honest, but this is what's happening right now, right? We have always an innovation starting, and then at some point a trend is picking up. And this is really where we are today. what we are seeing is that 500 million people are taking omega-3 supplements. 1 billion supplements are supplementing with vitamins, and 1.5 billion use some form of specialized diet. Maybe as well because maybe they have allergies or gluten intolerance, for example. So there is a lot of awareness around our food today. And this is really what we are seeing, because most people are supplementing already, and they actually would like to know if those supplements are working. And Zinzino has a big vision. We want to test more than 1 billion people by 2050. And this is really where we are right now. We are really in this curve of, I call it, we have momentum. I'm with the company more than 4 years now. I've seen really the development, especially over the last couple of years, how fast it's growing, because people are more and more aware of what's happening in the world, and they want to empower themselves and take ownership of their health. And as I mentioned earlier, 97% of the people who are taking the balance test are failing the balance test. And they are really getting insights about that they are walking around with silent inflammation in the body. So to start your own business, it's a great time to join us, because a business is universal. And when we have a product or a service people want or need, with a price people are willing to pay, with a benefit that makes them never want to stop, we have an amazing business opportunity. And this is really what we have with Zinzino. Zinzino discovered really this health challenge and this problem we have, which we can show that with our database of more than 1.2 million people tested, 97% of the global population need what we have. As I mentioned earlier, it's a concern about the health status of the world. But what I love about this, really have the power to change the health of people in our communities, the networks we tap into, and to really, setting a new standard in regards to health. And Zinzino really has a big mission to become the biggest preventative health company in the world. And this is what we are seeing, what we are creating. As you can see here, we see it more and more. It's popping up everywhere in social media. Our food is linked to a lot of harmful effects. Depending on where you live, obviously in the world, it's more, it's less, depending on how it's regulated. We see a lot of problems, especially right now when you follow in the US. Kellogg's, for example, they're starting now to ban more and more of these really harmful ingredients. But we really need to empower ourselves to take ownership of our health. And this is really where we start with Zinzino, and where we really, empower ourselves and the people around us to take ownership of their health. Because unfortunately, what we are seeing is with our industrial diet, our low energy lifestyles, we are having massive problems around these key problems I want to share here. So number one is inflammation in the body. That's where the balance test and the balance concept I just shared with you starts. And then we have as well dysbiosis as a challenge. It's gut health. Unfortunately, we're seeing more and more leaky gut. We're seeing more and more IBS. Some people are just saying, I feel always bloated after a meal. So this is a problem around the gut health. Type B malnutrition. We are overfed but undernourished. And then the glycemic mismatch. We have far too much sugar in our diets and not enough. It's far too much sugar in our diets, like even in a normal yogurt today. So what Zinzino really created is antidotes towards these problems. And Zinzino is looking more and more into kind of innovative approach. So we're going to launch a couple of more tests this year, for example. Right now we have the balance test, as I just shared earlier, looking into the fatty acids in regards to inflammation. And then as well, we have the vitamin D test and HbA1c test. And when we look at the balance test, really in regards to the inflammation, this is really a global health problem around the world. And the testing really shows this, because the root cause of almost all lifestyle diseases are inflammation. And this is a power of proof we have with the balance test and the biggest database to date in regards to the test results. Zinzino, as I mentioned, tested more than 1.2 million people worldwide. And unfortunately, we're seeing a big problem in regards to inflammation in the body, because 97% of the world population is not in balance. And what that really means is that the world population is walking around with silent inflammation. And with the test, really with this one drop of blood, we can predict our future health because we can get insights in regards to the omega-6 to 3 ratio, the omega-3 index. We can get insights about the cell membrane fluidity to really kind of take, our health and really improve the health of the people around us with a huge step. And the average person, as I mentioned earlier, is testing 15 to 1 or higher. As I mentioned, I tested someone 103 to 1. He was healthy, like a young man, looking healthy from the outside. But with this insight, we can predict really what's happening in the next decades to our health. And then, of course, it's all personal, depending what's happening in the body. For some people, it is how it was for me, back pain, shoulder pain. For other people, it might be arthritis or an autoimmune disease. And this is really where we start early to really get insights with just a simple finger prick and then this 1 or 2 second shot solution, if you want to call it that way. And we can really achieve omega balance after just 120 days. This is what we are seeing, and it's affordable as well with the balance oil and the testing. So Zinzino is a solution-based company. And with the balance concept, we have a correction program in place, which really helps people to get back into balance in only 120 days. And the great thing is really that people actually, after they tested after 120 days again, more than 80% actually stay on the concept. And we can really tap into the existing omega-3 users already, because most of them don't know if their products are working. Unfortunately, what we are seeing is most of them don't work. And this is really growing year over year by 8% today, because people are bringing more and more awareness to this problem. And there's more and more as well on social media or like in the commercial media popping up in regards to those insights. So the science is there, and it's really about educating people around this, and then as well helping people to move up in quality. Because what we are seeing is there's a huge market, and it's really a AAA opportunity when we look into kind of, first of all, the people who are addressable, who take supplements already, but they don't know if they are working. And then some people who are maybe having a specific diet already, which they maybe could shift, because the balancing out the omega-3 or 6 to 3 ratio really supports the whole system. Omega-3 not only is a hormone conductor, but it helps as well to balance out everything in our body to support cell health. And then we can help people as well to update the product and use the product which is actually working. Because what we are seeing with a peer study Zinzino is working on at the moment, they did actually take around 800,000 tests in 2020, and they really looked in detail what's happening with people who are not supplementing at all. You can see on the left-hand side, they're testing around 14.8 to 1. Then people who are supplementing with omega-3 from the market, they are testing around 9.9 to 1. But people who are actually taking the balance oil are testing below 2.8 to 1 in average. So we can really show that the balance concept is working and the balance oil is working. And we are really taking this nutritional space, which is all around guessing today, to a test-based place. And with that, it's really creating a new profession, really supporting people to implement this concept as well into their practice, being a therapist maybe. We have a lot of clinics working already and implementing this concept into their everyday practice or clinic. Like we work with a lot of skin clinics around the world who really implemented this in addition to from the outside to really start looking from the inside and supporting the people on that level. And it's really, as I said, testing, not guessing. What we are seeing is that 100% of the world population are really should use the test and take the test. And what we're seeing that 97% are failing it. So there's a massive opportunity to help people, but as well, obviously, creating a big business opportunity because today we are really taking this innovation to trend and from really unknown to being popularized. So as I mentioned earlier, we are seeing a great momentum at the moment to really bringing more awareness. And it's really all about timing. It's first of all, the timing with us as a company. Zinzino has a big vision, a big mission to really be the biggest preventative health company in the world and to test more than 1 billion people by 2050 and have more than 100 million customers at that time. And for you, it depends where you are today. Really implementing this maybe into the work you do or just into kind of your own business. It's really up to you. And this is where we help you to find out the best way of working with Zinzino. Because Zinzino is a great tool to really help you to build something. But it's a tool which is important to implement in the right way into what you want to bring into the world. And the business potential, I always say the sky is the limit, because it really depends on our own activity. And this is what I really like about this business model as well, because I come from the corporate world. I used to work in sports, and it was always, there was always kind of a limit on what I was able to achieve. But with this, it's my own activity, and I can take responsibility on what I want to bring into the world. And with that, my income will raise as well. This is now in British pounds. I have an overview in euros as well. I can share with you if you want to reach out afterwards. But it gives you an insight that there's no ceiling in regards to income. This is monthly income. And I know a lot of people who are elite presidents today who earn global president up to 110,000 euro a month. And it's all on ourselves to really build this opportunity into what we want to bring into the business for ourselves. To get started as a partner, we have different options. There's an ultimate partner kit because it's always important for us to have product at home and have tests at home. So the ultimate partner kit actually gives you 10 tests and then an amount of products you can choose in different packages. And it's an amazing opportunity. It's 1,169 euros or 1,039 pounds. So you get a discount of more than 60% on the products you can then use in the business you are building. And the great thing is about the Ultimate Partner Kit, when you become an active partner and you have 25 subscription in your business after a year and an auto order running, which we can share more with you when we follow up with you, you actually get the money back or product again for more than 3,000 euros. And this is a great opportunity because you can actually start this business with just a deposit. It's like a security deposit for Zinzino that you become an active partner and you really go out and share the product. And to be a business owner in Zinzino, it's an amazing opportunity because for you, it's really important to create your business development. How do you want to implement Zinzino into your work? And we help you with that. And then you have tests and products there. And this is all you need to do. Really work with the products, the testing, and get that out into your community in the way you want to work with this. And Zinzino is really handling everything in the back. So Zinzino is handling all the logistics. As I mentioned earlier, if you have, for example, a potential partner or business or a customer in the US or in South Africa, you can set them up in the system and everything will be handled by Zinzino logistically. They're handling all the shipping, they're handling all the tracking and the queries with customers. We have a full customer service set up in Sweden and Gothenburg with different languages for all the different areas of the world. We have all the financial gateways and payments with our back office. We have the corporate infrastructure, as I mentioned, in Gothenburg and Sweden. And then we have our founders who are partners like us in the team, who are in the field with us. Zinzino is taking all the insurance and liability. Zinzino is offering all the marketing materials translated in different languages as well. You get all the sales tools, all trainings. We have amazing learning platforms set up. We have events around the world. And then as well, we have product development and certifications from Zinzino. And all you get is a back office, which you have access to, so you can work completely independent as well locally from wherever you want in the world. And you can set up everything you need with customers and partners in your back office. You have a file library in there with a lot of great information around research, the science, as well the marketing materials. And then you have an overview with all the finances coming in, and then the team you are building with this as well. And yeah, in the life of a customer, it's really, not even anything is coming close to what Zinzino is doing, because we are really solving a massive existing problems with the inflammation in the body and the other areas of health in life. So it's really giving you a customer for life, and with that as a partner is a very stable income long term. And we are really driving the strongest shopping trend in our time at the moment. And the future is nutrition, and like really empowering ourselves, taking ownership on how we're feeding our body. And this is really where test-based nutrition is a mega trend building at the moment. And with Zinzino, you get an amazing community as well. So I invite all of you on the call to reach out to the person who invited you and really join this community of health experts around the world, therapists, as I mentioned, clinics, skin clinics, doctors. We have an amazing community where you tap in, you get a full education. We have a learning platform. We have an app where you can learn on your own terms in regards to education on audio or on videos. So it's really up to you how you want to implement this opportunity into your life. And as I mentioned, I invite everyone to join us and really dive deep into your own why. Like, what's your why? Is it to build a purpose-driven business, to become your own business owner and bringing this to the world? Maybe it is something you want to bring into your community, or you just want to join a like-minded, ambitious community with a true connection and collaboration, and really having the same vision of making this world a better place in regards to our health. And then coming from your own background on kind of how you want to implement that into your communities. And then, of course, it's all about financial stability. This is something which is important. If we want to bring ourselves into the world, it's important that we have a financial stable income to make sure that we can show up in the world as we want to, and we don't have to worry about any financial problems with this. So let's shape the future of nutrition together, and really join us on this opportunity. And with that said, I want to just stop my presentation and open up for additional questions or comments if you have any. If it's all clear so far, as I mentioned, invite you to follow up with the person who invited you, get the follow-up meeting on the calendar so we can really dive deep into how we can support you on your journey on the health side, but then as well on the business side. And I hope to see you all again soon. We are here multiple times a week. We do this kind of presentation every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. UK time. On Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. UK time. Actually, we do Tuesday morning as well, 7:15. For people who maybe have an early morning, they can join us here as well. And then on Fridays, we do it as well at lunchtime. So I invite all of you to join, invite some other people, and please reach out to follow up with us. And I wish you all a lovely weekend and see you soon.
Thank you, Katrin. Bye.
Thank you, Sandra. Thank you for joining, all of you. Bye-bye.